Hey, what's happening, DC Universe? It's me, the DC One. Welcome back to our Star Wars Battlefront 2 walkthrough. This very well could be the final episode, because we are now down to, like, I think it's like the last planet. I think there's only one more planet for us to get in Galactic Conquest. So let's see if we can do it. And I think we're in good position to do it as well.
All fleets awaiting orders, sir.
Okay, so
Movement canceled.
select what's the planet we need. Is that getting annoying yet? Okay, select. Yes, move. Move there. End turn. Hey! Get away from my planet.
Supply bonus activated.
Alright, looks like we gotta defend Kashyyyk first. Why are you going after Kashyyyk? Alright. Let's go.
Enemy forces have received increased supply caches.
Not a problem. Alright, let's hop in these. And let's go to work. Rah. Round Jason. Stay away from that beam. Okay, I'm gonna go over here. And bail. Ah, explosions. Uh-oh. Okay, I'm just gonna hide. No, Jason. Oh my gosh. Oh, God. I was watching, like, the tank battle. I didn't see this guy try to sneak up on me. Ah! Alright, we got one. Oh, come on. We just got that one. Alright, so we actually got some news to talk about this week. First of all, gotta mention that this week marked both the 3-year passing, the 3-year anniversary of the passing of Kevin Conroy, and 7 years since Stan Lee passed away. Kevin Conroy passed away on November 10th, 2022, and Stan Lee passed away on November 12th, 2018. So, you know, both passings happened in the same week, which I feel like I remember that, hearing that, like, or making that connection, like, last year, but yeah, it's so kind of crazy that, like, it happened, like, not back to back, because, you know, it was like a 4-year gap between them, but, you know, that the dates are so close to each other. And then Kevin Conroy's birthday is the end of the month, and then the end of November, November 30th. So this week marked this 3-year anniversary of his passing, and then the end of the month, you know, would have been his birthday. He would have turned 70 on November 30th. Hooray! That was easy. That was a quick one. Look at that, 10 kills, 0 deaths. Man, that was easy. We went through that one real quick.
The rebellion has received credits for standing tall on Kashyyyk.
That's why you don't mess with Kashyyyk and the Wookiees.
All fleets awaiting orders, sir.
Alright, here we go.
Launching invasion of Tatooine.
Let's claim this rock. I think this is the first one we've had on Tatooine. Because, yeah, we haven't had a battle on Tatooine yet. And this is the map I think I'm the least familiar with. Jawa! Oh. Get up there. Oh, crap. Oh, hello. Alright, go, go, go. Oh, thanks. Aha, got him. No, don't. Back up. Get away from me. Hello, Mr. Gaunt.
Engage a command post. Hostile reinforcements are dropping. We can't afford to keep losing command posts.
What do you mean? We just got one. Alright, to the other side.
We've lost a command post.
Dang it. Ah, Jawa, get out of here.
Hostile have captured a command post. It's a rebel.
Ah, Jace. Don't worry, we're about to get one of theirs. And got it. And then in DC news, we found out what the next installment in the DCU is going to be. The next installment of the DCU is a true crime style show called DC Crime, hosted by Jimmy Olsen. Yeah. So apparently, yeah, so the show is called DC Crime, and it's like a true crime style type of show where basically it's like Jimmy Olsen like hosts it. It's kind of like a Dateline kind of show is like what I assume it's going to be. Where basically Jimmy Olsen hosts this like true crime style show where they basically look back at like crimes and instances that have happened in the DC like universe. And from what we know so far, this first season of the show is going to focus on Gorilla Grodd as like either like the primary villain or the overarching villain of the show, at least for this season. Which, you know, it feels kind of weird to introduce Gorilla Grodd like this way in a Jimmy Olsen show. Because when this show first got announced, it was like, what? Really? This is what we're making? Why? But honestly, I don't actually hate the idea. Because it's not like the show is actually like focused on Jimmy Olsen. It's like Jimmy Olsen's hosting it, but it follows like a bunch of like reporters, like, you know, who exist in this universe, who like investigate and, you know, look back on crimes that have been committed, you know, in this world, in this universe. This whole show is basically just going to be like a whole show worth of like world building and fleshing out this new universe, which in that regard I actually think it's really interesting, or has the potential to be really interesting, because it seems like they're going to use this show as how they're going to introduce a lot of characters. Like a lot of people are going to be introduced through this show, even if they're not like shown, they'll at least be like referenced, which I think is like a really nice, interesting way to do it. But one of the things that has already been confirmed about the show is that David Cornsweet and Rachel Brosnahan, like so Clark and Lois, aren't going to be in it that much. They're not going to be like primary characters. I'm sure they'll have cameos. I mean, you can't really show the Daily Planet without showing either Lois or Clark at least a couple times. But like I was saying, I think the idea of like this show of like this like true crime style show, I think it's like a really interesting way to kind of expand this universe, and like introduce people to different elements of it. Because the one thing that they could do to make the show really interesting, which we still haven't really seen done with either like DC or Marvel, at least on like a large scale, which is showing like a ground level view of like what it's like to live in this universe. They did that a little bit in the MCU a couple times, kind of like showing the effects that the Battle of New York had on like regular people. And DC did it a little bit with in the beginning of Batman vs Superman, where like you're on the ground as like Superman and Zod are fighting, and you're seeing all this destruction, you know, not from, you know, Superman and Zod's point of view, but from the ground level where all this stuff is going on around them,
We can't afford to keep losing
um,
command posts.
and just showing like how scary it is to live in a world of superheroes and like what it's like to be a normal person in a world of like godlike beings where like your city gets destroyed like once a year. If that's what they use this show to do, to kind of show like this more like grounded like look at like what it's like to live in a world of superheroes and like how like just scary it is and like what is
Reinforcements are declining.
whoa and like just being like a regular person in this world where you have these superpowered beings like, you know,
Lost control of the command post.
trying to take over and destroy the world on a constant basis.
Control the command post. They're losing reinforcements.
Whoa, I don't know how I survived that one. Alright, we're just parkour running across rooftops. I think we got this one in the bag though. I need a few more kills. Give me him. He's by. Alright, let's get this one.
Reinforcements. We've gained a command post.
Alright, let's get this last one. There's only 2 of them left. I think one of them's in a turret.
Lead the way.
Whoever's in that turret's making like a final stand. Oh. I think we got one of them. Now there's only one left. Get out of here, Java. Alright, here we go.
We captured a command post. Hostile reinforcements are dropping.
We got him. Alright, let's see if we can find this dude. Someone's shooting at something. But I don't know what. I think we got him. Good work, everybody. We've taken Tatooine, and with that, we now control all the planets. "29 kills and 1 death. Not bad.
The rebellion has received credits for liberating Tatooine.
Yes. Save. Override. Defeat. We got him. Victory! The Rebel Alliance has liberated the galaxy. Just Palpatine screaming as he falls. Look at us. Ah, fond memories. We're totally gonna get a copyright strike for this music though, aren't we? Oh no. Hey, it's the gang. The gang's all here. Although, I think there's some confusion in the costumes there. Luke was wearing his episode 6 outfit and Leia was in her episode 4 dress. And with that, we have finished Galactic Conquest. You know, after like 3 videos in a row where we went close to an hour, this is like the shortest episode of the series, I think. Cool. So I think there is another way to do Galactic Conquest. Because that was the birth of the rebellion, right? I don't even remember like how we started it. Because there's the birth of the rebellion, Confederate uprising, Republic sovereignty, Dark Reign of the Empire. So I think this one, like birth of the rebellion, is like you're playing as the rebels, and like playing through 4, 5, 6. This one is you're playing as the Separatist during like episodes 1 through 3. This one is you're playing as the Republic 1 through 3, and then this is the Empire 4, 5, 6. So I think we did Birth of the Rebellion. If I remember correctly, that's one we did. I think. But yeah, I think that does it for this series. Cool. We wrapped that up pretty well. Before we go on, I did want to say, kind of speaking of movies that are like in like shows and comic book stuff that's in production. This past week, it was also confirmed that Black Panther 3 is in the works. They will be making a Black Panther 3, and I believe it's set to come out in 2027. But it's going to begin production soon, and I think they're going to start filming in 2026. And I think Man of Tomorrow, Superman 2, Man of Tomorrow, is also going to start filming in like either the spring. I think it's either the spring or the fall of 26. So all this stuff is going to start happening again. I feel like 2025, other than like Superman and like Fantastic Four, I feel like 2025 was kind of a slow year for comic book movies. But I think that's going to pick up in the next couple of years, because we got a ton of stuff coming out in 2026, and then 2027 is going to be even crazier. So we got a lot of stuff to look forward to next year. But yeah, I think this is going to do it for this series. I will probably decide that sometime this week. I've had a very long week. It's been very busy for me, so I haven't really had any time to kind of think about this. So I'll probably land on that decision. I'll make a final decision on whether or not this will be the final episode and we're moving on. I think it will be. I mean, we've already hit the 20-year anniversary for this game. I didn't want to drag it out much longer past that. So, yeah. But let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are on the Jimmy Olsen show. I know a lot of people were kind of, like, the immediate reaction was like, again, like, why? Who asked for this? Did anyone really want this? And again, I think they can do something really interesting with it if they focus on like everyday civilians and like the consequences of living in like a universe that has superheroes in it. Seeing like the battles that these superheroes fight, not from the point of view, not following like the main characters, but like following the civilians like on the ground level, like in the streets, as like all the buildings are getting destroyed around them, and all like the destruction and all of, the danger of just living in this kind of world. I think that'd be really interesting to that'd be a really interesting like perspective to show. That again, a lot of superhero shows haven't done that, or even movies. Just like in general, haven't really shown that. Like I said, MCU did a little bit over the course of this franchise, kind of showing the effects that the Battle of New York City had on people. But we didn't really get to see that. We didn't get to see it as it was happening, which I think would be really cool to see in this show. Again, Batman vs. Superman did it at the beginning, with Bruce Wayne kind of running through Metropolis as everything's getting destroyed. And kind of just seeing Superman and Zod in the background, not really focusing on them, but, acknowledging that they're there, but focusing on the everyday people. I think that'd be really interesting to explore that idea in this show. But yeah, leave those thoughts in the comments below. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. I make new videos all the time. Stay tuned next week, where something will come out. I don't know if it's going to be more Star Wars Battlefront 2, or if it'll be our next game. Either way, hope you guys enjoyed. DC Guy 1, signing out. Bye, guys.